So yesterday I uploaded a video explaining why I think Lamine Yamal is the best GP card in eFootball, only costing 96,000 GP. And as I alluded to, they released a new special version of Yamal for winning the Euros. But I'm going to explain why I think this pack is a scam and you shouldn't spend your coins in this, and instead you should go for the GP version of Yamal. So first off, if you look at this one's player style, it's prolific winger, whereas the one I have is a roaming flank. Now, the reason this is good for Yamal is for two reasons. One, you can play him at right mid and have the playstyle active, whereas prolific winger is only active at left wing and right wing. Roaming flank's active at LMF and RMF2, so you can have more versatility. Now, even if you want to kind of just play him as a right wing, roaming flank will kind of drift inside and kind of dribble inside, whereas prolific winger's whole idea is to just get in behind and stay out wide and then cut in at the last moment, whereas roaming flank cuts in earlier. And with the way Yamal plays in game, you would have seen it in my review, he is a really good dribbler because of his physical presence. He's tall and he's 72 kilos, which is kind of heavy in the game for a winger. He's kind of got that physical presence, so you know, if you stick him out wide and keep him out wide, you'll play well, he'll play fine. But if you let him come inside, he's able to keep defenders off him with his kind of physical and his build. So he's definitely good coming into the middle and being surrounded by defenders. So that's why I think roaming flank is better on him. And then also with that, I do think he is best at right mid just because of that physical presence. You put deep line on him and he can play like a centre back. I was using him on stream yesterday, the GP version, and he was basically intercepting and blocking everything because he had that physical presence. So that's the first reason why I think this Yamal, the GP one, is better. And then secondly, if we look at the build for the new Yamal, you can see it's not really an upgrade. It is a tiny upgrade, but even in some areas, it's actually a downgrade. If you look at acceleration on my build, my acceleration is 99. The dexterity is the same, and the offensive awareness is the same, but the acceleration is -2. So the balancing, offensive awareness is the same, but -2 in acceleration. And that's not a big deal. You're not going to really notice that too much. But if we look at the other stats, I mean, is there major upgrades? Look at dribbling, same ball control and tight possession, but just +2 on the dribbling stat itself. You might notice that. If we look at the passing, it's +2 on both passing stats, which is like negligible. And then the finishing is +1 on the new one. No, sorry, +4 on the new one, which you would notice, to be honest. You definitely would notice +4 finishing. My Yamal, his finishing was good. There was some times where he would just have a really inaccurate shot, and then other times he was really clinical, as clinical as my 97 finishing Messi. So I don't know how to explain that. And then the kick and power is 75, which is one of the kind of key critiques I have about the card. GP card is kick and power is low, but so is the new one's kick and power is basically the same. So this pack, you can get 3 free spins on it. You can see here we get 1 for login and 2 for completing the events. So you get 3 free spins, and then the rest of the pack you can clear with coins. So I would not recommend using your coins on this pack. I would just go for the free spins, and then if you don't get Yamal and that's who you're looking for, just buy the GP one for 96,000, because as I said, it's basically the same card and roaming flank is probably better on him. Now, I'm going to do builds for the cards just in case you want them, because, you know, there is free spins here. There are some okay players, but I do recommend not using your coins and just using the free spins. And then if you don't get the players you want, you're just gonna have to take that L and don't waste your coins. But it is only 200 coins, so it's not the biggest deal. But yeah, we'll start off with Yamal. You can see the build. There's nothing too major about it. We are just trying to get balance to 85 and then ball control to 87. So the +3 takes that to 90, and that gets the +3 boost. So nothing major there. In the interest of time, if you want skills guide on this Yamal, go check out my other video. He starts off with the same skills, so the recommendations would be the same. Next player we're going to look at is Laporte. This guy is a very simple card to build. Just get all his defensive stats to 85, and then put the rest of the points into lower body and aerial. You can get the 90 jumping. Now, if you don't care too much about the 90 jumping, instead what you can do is take off a little bit there, get the speeds to 80, and then go like that, and then that 1 extra point would probably go into passing, just because he's good at passing already, make it a little bit better. Or you could go into dribbling, but he's already going to get the 70 on the dribbling, so I would probably go into the passing. Which build would I recommend, the 80 speed or the jumping? I think I'd probably go for the jumping one. So I'd take off them points again, put it back there like that, and then go like that, make him more of a dominant physical presence. He's 191 centimeters tall. so he's going to be very dominant in the air. If you look at his skills, he has got some good ones, but he is missing a few. He definitely needs blocker. That's pretty much the main one, and then acrobatic clearance after that. Then after that, you've got your defensive kind of one sorted. You could do a fine spirit, but you would want a low lofted pass, a one-touch pass, or a true pass. You're going to have to sacrifice a skill there. You're going to have to choose. Which one would I sacrifice? Probably, I don't know, that's very tough. Probably fighting spirit, just because you can't see explicitly the effects. It is valuable though, so I'm not 100% sure which would I'd sacrifice there. So the next player we're going to take a look at is Fabian Ruiz. This was my guy who I thought deserved probably player of the tournament. And this guy does look pretty decent. He's got great skills. He's a box-to-box. Always good to have a good box-to-box. I think it's a playstyle it's hard to find. So this is the build I'd recommend. You're basically just trying to get, and this is how I build all my centre mids pretty much. Just try to get all the defensive stats to 70 at least first, and then you can kind of decide after that. But once it's all at 70, you should be fine. You can see the tight possessions to 85, low pass to 87 to get that to 90, and then the kick and power to 85 for a boost. So he's not the fastest centre mid, so I don't think he's going to be a great interceptor. And if we look at his skills, he does have interception, so with the 70 defending and the low pace, I don't think that would be great for intercepting. I think it's kind of like a trio. You need 2 out of 3, and he doesn't have the pace really, so he doesn't have if he had higher defensive stats with the low pace with interception, he'd intercept well. Or if he had the other way around, he'd intercept well. But because he doesn't have great defending stats or great pace, I don't think he'd be a great interceptor. But he would be an attack-minded player. Although his finishing isn't the greatest, his kick and power is pretty decent on the build I recommended. So he looks pretty good. Skills I'd recommend on him, I mean, I don't think I'd be putting 5 skills on this guy. I don't think he's good enough. But if you did want to put a skill on him, go for acrobatic finishing. It'll help when he's dribbling, because actually the kind of goals he scored in real life, he kind of runs up and dribbles and scored. So that's the type of dribble I'd be going with for him. Interestingly, he has aerial superiority, and that's he's 189 centimeters. Yeah, he is pretty tall. Do you know what though? Actually, that low pace might not be as noticeable because of his height. I know height actually has an influence on speed. With a video I'm working on other skills than that, probably just go for double touch. Sorry, not double touch. Soul control and flip flop. Get that level 3 double touch. But that's a lot of valuable skills you're putting on this guy, and he's not standout. That height is interesting. Another player that I really recommend in this game that's box to box that would be similar, but this guy would be definitely better than, is Rabiot. Because Rabiot's height makes him pretty good. So I don't know when the last time I used a Fabian Ruiz is. I have used him before. He is pretty good in this game. He's one of them players that just feels consistent and well-rounded, so he'll do a good job. So next player we're going to look at is Dani Olmo. I think another player that people were kind of pinning for player of the tournament. If we look at his build, this is what I would go for. You can see the build: 85 low pass, 88 accelerate. Sorry, it's 87 balance, but you get 80 acceleration, but the balance goes to 90. So he looks decent. He doesn't have great finishing or kick and power though, which is a problem. His positions: AMF, left wing, right wing. Can't play centre mid, can't play left mid, can't play right mid. I think that does limit him a lot. I think if you were to use this guy, it'd be just because of a versatility kind of play, but he doesn't seem versatile enough. So I probably wouldn't be too fussed about him. And he has super sub, which is why I'd want him as a versatility guy. But he does have whole player playstyle, which is pretty good, and he does have very good skills. So I think if you're going to use this guy, just put flip flop on him, and then flip flop level 3 double touch with a very high weak foot. Do the Frankie double touch shot. You'll be pretty good. I don't think after that, does he need skills? Not really. He's already got a lot of the good skills. Maybe a long range shooting or a first time shot. But this guy does have good skills. So this is a good versatility play in terms of the skills and the stats, just not the positions. Maybe even the position modifier. But obviously, I don't know what your club looks like, so I can't recommend if it's worth investing in this guy or investing in someone else. And then the last player is Cucurella. He just, to be honest, it doesn't look too interesting. I don't think he's anything spectacular. If I show you his build, here it is. It's not finished actually, so we'll put boost on. And then last points, you're probably going to dribbling or into passing, but you're not going to get much out of it there. So he just got good kick and power though. I don't know how much kick and power matters for crossing. I know obviously matters for shooting, and I feel like it does matter for long range passes. Don't know about crossing though. So if you have any idea yourself on if kick and power helps with crossing, it'll help you determine. The reason I don't know is because I think most of the players with good crossing stats have good kicking power, so I can't do the comparison of someone with low kicking power and good crossing stats. But this guy doesn't even have the good crossing stats. His loft of pass isn't great. And if we take a look at his skills, you'll see that he doesn't actually have pinpoint crossing. So look, are you really going to invest in this guy? I don't think so. I think you would just release this guy, maybe level him up and release him for GP. But we don't need as much GP at the moment because free reset is back. So if you want a video on me talking about how I build all of my players, give you an overall guide, what I'm changing in my club, and just kind of an overall guide in how to build your goalkeepers, centre backs, centre mids, whatever, etc., etc., let me know and I'll work on that. But thanks for watching. Bye.